Hey, what's up, everybody? Ryan McDonald here to the set, and I'm joined by a couple. I guess both you guys are awesome heavyweights. Of course, you don't need much introduction. Frank Shamrock, it's a pleasure to have you here, and yeah, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you guys here on the set. Of course, Jason Barnes, creative director on MMA Sports over at EA. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
And so you guys have actually brought the game today, is that right?
That's right.
So do you guys want to narrate a little bit of, and talk about what you guys?
Yeah. So what we're doing today is we're going to take a look a little bit more in depth into career mode. And one of our goals with career mode from the start was make it a personal experience to the gamer. So we do that in a bunch of different ways. Boss Rutan's your main trainer, and what Boss is going to do, he's going to have cutscenes where he's talking about a rematch or a championship fight, or when you get an opportunity to go fight in a new league, he's going to give you a little bit of information about that. And after every fight, you're actually going to get a voicemail from him. So the voicemail that just actually played, or that you're going to hear, is Boss talking about a rematch that you won. He's talking about how you kicked this guy's ass twice, so he's well aware of that. And not only is Boss making it personal to you, but we have web articles that follow you. So as you make progress in there, it's going to talk about who you just beat, who your next opponent is, you know, where you're at with your career. Are you undefeated? Have you had a couple of losses? All these things are going to be tracked. And to go even further with the personalization is we got Moro and the legend right here, Frank Shamrock.
The greatest fighter in the world, you mean?
The greatest fighter in the world, the legend. And we got him in the booth, and we talked about all the different scenarios that can happen throughout your career. And so Frank and Moro, while you're in your career, are going to be calling that out. Whether it's your first TKO win. So you could win 20 fights by submission, and that 21st victory you win by TKO, they're talking about it's your first TKO victory. Or if you won those 20 fights by submission, that's how you win a majority of your fights. What you fought, what leagues you fought in, if it's your pro debut. One of my favorite comments is it's your pro debut and Boss Rutan's training you, and Frank's talking about Boss Rutan. You know, they have a great history together.
Mm-hmm. This is, what are we seeing here?
So,
oh, man,
throughout career mode, what's going to happen is you get a couple fights in, and Boss is going to tell you, hey, some of my buddies, some of my best trainers, Rickson Gracie, Pat Miletich, and Randy Couture are offering to train you also. So what happened here is creative fighter Jason Barnes has gone over to Rickson Gracie for the first time to go train. When you go to these gyms, what you're going to see is different training styles. So at Rickson, you're going to focus on the ground and submissions. And what you're looking at right here is at the top of the screen, you actually see your current position, which is half guard. He's now moved into side control, and what we really wanted to emphasize in career mode, besides personalization, is we know that MMA is a complex sport. I mean, this guy's been there from the start, and the sport's evolved, and there's so much terminology that we throw around as common terms: Kimura, Americana, side control, full mount, back mount, all these things that are very common to us who are making the game, who have been in the fight game, and we really want to emphasize that to the user. You know, we want them to learn the game, learn the sport, appreciate the sport. We've made generations of people who have grown up with Madden, know what the nickel defense is, or the dime defense, or when to call that,
right,
or all these different things. We want that same level of experience for an EA Sports MMA gamer that they've had with other EA Sports games like Madden. So that meant bringing in Frank Shamrock and Big John McCarthy and Boss Rutan and Randy Couture and all these other guys in to actually give us feedback on how the game's going here.
All right, so since we got you here, how's the game going?
Game's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does look really awesome.
It's insane. I've of course gone through the game myself, not only as a player, but gone through the fighting game. It's so hard to encapsulate what's going on in that cage and to get people to appreciate and to feel it. And the submission battles, all the training, the people you have around you, the personalization, it feels like you're going on this journey. And then the technical stuff is spot on. Like all the flows are correct. The guard flows, the mount flows, all the submissions go from the right move to the right move in the right angle. So from a fighter standpoint, watching it from a fighter standpoint, it's very pleasing.
Well, now you're also doing some announcing this as well, vocal talent, right?
Yeah, I'm a commentator too.
So how's that working out for you?
Well, I mean, I love it. It's a challenging job.
You're sticking in the sound booth for like hours on end?
Yeah, I mean, I like the live events a lot better because I get to yell at people, and the sound booth's a little more challenging because you have to be a little more focused. We added so much into the game to personalize and allow you to participate. Not only historical data. If you're fighting a guy that fought a guy 10 years ago, we know about it, we're talking about it. Right. So we bring the history into that moment, allow you to participate into it. And that's You know, that's what it's all about.
That's super awesome.
Yeah, and Frank's really touching on it. So in career mode, it's about that personal history, like I said, how you won your different, you know, if you won fights by submission or TKO, or what your style is. If you go learn, you know, you learn the diving punch when a guy's on the ground from Pat Miletich. Frank and Mora are going to call that out when you execute that punch. So they're very aware of it. And some of the best moments we have is getting those two guys in the booth together and just letting them, you know, here's a scenario, and let them talk about it and go with their commentary and really just say, all right, here's a moment, how would you discuss that? You just saw my creative fighter right there went to show respect, but the AI fighter had none of that. So sometimes they'll respect you, some of the times they'll back out of there. It's pushed up against the ropes here. My fighter's not exactly the best at fighting against ropes, and I'm started off as a kickboxer, but I can evolve my fighter into a ground fighter. And you know, talking with Frank and the other guys, one of the goals was that not everybody's coming out of there with a maxed out fighter, because we want you to take these guys online and fight with them, but have different skill sets and what they bring to it as you evolve your fighter and work on your different skills.
So how does that work? I mean, I can see obviously, you know, that like this venue does not look like top tier venue. Obviously, it's kind of like looks like they put them in a boxing ring as opposed to, you know, getting the fence up there or anything like that. What about like, does that, you know, as you evolve through your career, do the venues, obviously you get bigger, better, cooler venues and all that other stuff, or how does that change along the way?
Yeah, you go just like a young fighter. You start in a small auditorium with no ring entrance, no fluff. You get out there and you do your business. As you grow as an athlete, talent, fighter, your venue grows, and then our Premier League is Strikeforce. You can end up there fighting for the championship.
Well, all right, so this is one of the early fights, right?
Yeah, so this is actually a middle league. This is United Fighters League. This is one of our English leagues, and it's got unified rules, which is, you know, 3 rounds of 5 minutes. Elbow strikes on the ground are allowed, but no knees or kicks to the head on the ground. And so you're going to have these different things. You know, a part of that with this history, and you know that Frank touched upon is in your creative fighter, you had a choice. Do you go to the United Fighters League or do you go Vale Tudo in Brazil?
Right.
Where you have 1 round, 20 minutes, everything goes. And the beauty of that is, you know, you start that first fight, and Frank actually talks about Vale Tudo rules because he's been there. He's fought in Brazil and gives you that kind of commentary about it.
So you really do. So you mix it up. So like, for instance, so you can't kick somebody in the head in this one?
Not on the ground.
Not on the ground.
Cool.
No.
But then when you go in the Vale Tudo, obviously you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
That's
if you're in
super cool.
Japan. But in Japan, you're not going to be able to drop those elbows on the ground.
Right.
So, and the scoring changes. So in Vale Tudo, it's 1 round at 20 minutes. In Japan, first round's 10 minutes, second round's 5 minutes. And it's not a 10-point scoring must system that you're going to have in a Strikeforce or Unified. It's going to be the entire match itself is scored. So we want to give you a variety. That means that you can go through career mode and have this path, you know, that takes you to the United Fighters League and maybe to Strikeforce. Or you can change that the next time, go Vale Tudo and then to Strikeforce or to Mystic. One of the best parts about it is, you know, Frank has held, how many titles you held? How many leagues now? Is that 3 or 4?
4 leagues.
4 leagues. So here's a great example. Frank, the legend, has held titles in 4 different leagues. So if you end up in Strikeforce and you've defended your title 5 times and you've been successful in your 40th and final fight, we have presentation around that. We have web articles. We have commentary from Frank and from more about. It's actually a unified fight. So you go fight the title holder of the other top league. If I'm in Strikeforce, I go fight the top fighter in the Mystic League, which is Japan. I'm very excited about how we're ending your career.
That's super awesome. Now, are we gonna get to sneak ahead and see? Do you have one later that shows us what it looks like?
Yeah, we'll jump ahead here. And
Want to go to the big show?
Yeah, I do want to see it.
Everybody wants to go to the big show.
What we're looking at here is actually we're just loading up a Strikeforce venue, and you're seeing, you know, we have the flash pots going off and the blue lights and the red lights and different things like that.
You guys get all serious.
You got Frank Shamrock walking out of here, very serious. He's ready to fight.
That looks so mean.
You kind of do when you come out.
He's
though.
focused when he's
when you get that focused look on your
Yeah, I
face, you
get
kind of
that
come out. It's
angry
like
looking.
half.
Jimmy Lennon Jr. calling the action in Strikeforce. If you're fighting the Japanese rule sets, it's Lenny Hart. And if you're not familiar with Lenny Hart is the voice of Japan. She was the announcer for Pride, current announcer for Dreamcast. That's that loud,
Oh yeah.
you know, screeching, incredible voice from Lenny Hart. Great to work with. One of the other parts is, you know, we wanted to, again, make it personal to you. So we recorded over 500 first names and last names and 200 nicknames. So your announcers are going to call you out.
Right.
And Morrow's going to refer to you during the fight. So
is that like McDonald's in there? Like, you know?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. McDonald's seems common enough that it's going to be in there. And you know, you asked about gameplay, and really, it's been bringing in the fighters and Big John McCarthy and all these guys that have been around the fight game for so long, and making sure that we're doing things that are authentic, whether it's grappling, striking, moving, you know, striking and punching. One of the keys from the get-go we said was, you know, if you lose in our game, we want you to know why you lost.
Right.
No random numbers. So if I'm winding up for that ultimate left hook, and he throws a spinning back fist and pops me right on that chin, and I go rigid with the knockout, that's because I deserved it. I was going for the home run, he was going for the home run, and he hit me. And just like the submission battles, you know, it's not a button mash, it's not a panic, it's actually a skill based off of my stamina and my attributes, and then my thumb skills. We want you to know why you lost. Look at these guys are just banging.
They're standing up.
Shamrock. Oh, show us
not
no,
good. It's not good.
No,
It's not
can
good.
he survive?
Let me commentate. Frank's getting his butt kicked here. He needs to get up and do something different.
He's got the heart of a champion, though.
Okay, that's looking better.
Frank, we told you not to just stand there and bang with Scott Smith. You got to go old Frank Shamrock here.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up here because I know I would keep you guys here all night if I could. We've seen a lot already, and it is gorgeous. Oh, this is towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, we need to stop.
Come on, Frank.
Just trying to get it out.
Cut away. I like his style here.
But seriously, Jason, Frank, when is the game coming out? How far away from me getting our hands on this thing?
October 19th is when it's coming out. We're very excited about that. Look for great online matches immediately. We have online modes they're designed from everybody, from quick matches where you can win belts to fight cards where up to 8 people can get together and fight in 4 different fights, and then 2 other people can even watch. So everybody has headsets. It's a 10-man experience, so you can, you know, create your own fight card and have an incredible time. And then,
I'm sorry, explain that one more time. How many people online?
So you can set up a fight card with you, and 7 of your other friends can have up to 4 matches.
So we can do like basically our own tournament online.
That's right. And then
awesome.
2 other friends can get on their headsets, and you can say, you 2 guys be commentary for this fight, or everybody can hear themselves talking. And we know that mode's very exciting because, you know, it's you and your friends hanging out, and whether you want to comment on the fight or not, while you're focused fighting, your other friends can make comments about it.
And so literally the people who are not fighting get to watch the fights.
That's right.
Awesome. All right. Well, cool. Awesome to hear you guys are bringing new cool things to the space. Super appreciate meeting you, sir. It was awesome to have you here.
Thanks for having us,
Jason.
bro.
Thanks for having us.
Totally.
We appreciate it.
It was really awesome. So the game is EA Sports MMA, and it is coming October
19th.
October 19th.